Michael Jordan, a legend, the man who soared through the air, shattered records, and built an empire, is relinquishing his reign over the Hornets. He is finalizing an unbelievable slam dunk of a deal with the Charlotte Hornets. But why? What drove him to make this momentous move? Why would the greatest player of all time part ways with the team he's been associated with for years? Now, before we get to all that, you know the drill, fam. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and slam the notification bell so you never miss out on our mind-blowing NBA content. And now, let's get this show on the road. We all know Michael Jordan as the ultimate basketball icon, from his collegiate success at North Carolina to his 6 NBA championships and everything in between. He's undeniably one of the greatest players to ever grace the hardwood. But here's the kicker. The Charlotte Hornets never reached championship heights under his ownership. Crazy, right? Growing up in Wilmington, North Carolina, it was a dream come true for Jordan to acquire majority ownership of his home state's team. The buzz surrounding this move was electric. But unfortunately, success on the court proved to be elusive for the Hornets. And that, my friends, was a major source of frustration for the legendary MJ himself. Despite his efforts, the Hornets found themselves mired in a cycle of disappointment. Jordan may be the GOAT on the court, but when it comes to his ownership skills, well, let's say he didn't quite reach those same heights. The truth is, by any measure, he wasn't exactly the greatest owner we've ever seen. There's no sugarcoating it. It simply didn't work out as planned, and the Hornets haven't exactly achieved greatness during his 13-year tenure as majority owner. Jordan's tenure. Jordan's tenure with the Hornets has been marred by consistent failure. Over his 13 seasons at the helm, the Hornets faced an uphill battle, amassing a record of 423,600. Let's face it, that's not exactly championship material. During this period, the Hornets have made the playoffs only 3 times. And to make matters worse, they haven't managed to advance past the first round. Let's not forget that the franchise, back when they were known as the Bobcats, holds the ignominious record for the worst regular season record in NBA history under Jordan's watch. A dismal 7-59 in the 2011-2012 season. Renaming. In 2013, Michael Jordan revealed that he had submitted a formal request to the NBA to change the name of the Charlotte Bobcats to the Charlotte Hornets. And the reason behind it? Well, it was all about the fans. With immense pride and excitement, Jordan declared, "This is a monumental moment for our organization." He emphasized that after an extensive research process, they recognized that the fans themselves desired this change. He understood the power of uniting the loyal Bobcat supporters with those who held fond memories of the city's NBA predecessor. And the NBA Board of Governors unanimously approved the renaming later that year. Majority ownership. Let's rewind the clock back to 2010, when Jordan initially purchased the Charlotte Hornets for a mere $275 million. And fast forward to today. And holy moly, talk about an investment of a lifetime. With this sale, MJ is looking at a mind-blowing total return on investment going from $275 million to a whopping $3 billion. That's what we call a slam dunk in the world of business. With this, he will have made nearly 10 times his initial investment over his 13 years as owner of the Charlotte franchise. But here's an interesting twist. With Jordan stepping away, the NBA bids farewell to its sole black majority team owner. That's right, none of the 30 NBA teams will have a majority black owner anymore. It's a significant milestone that raises important questions about diversity and representation in the league. But that's for another day. Today, we're focusing on the sale of the Hornets. The first hint of Jordan's desire to distance himself from NBA ownership surfaced in 2020, when he sold a minority stake to investors Gabe Plotkin and Dan Sunheim. It was a signal that change was on the horizon. And now, Jordan is about to cash in big time on his investment. But there's more to this story than meets the eye. It's not just about the money. This sale will also free up time for his heiress to pursue other passions beyond the basketball court. In March, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver shed some light on Jordan's future involvement. He said, "One thing Michael has told me is that whether or not the transaction gets done, he will remain governor in the league. Technically, maybe the alternate governor instead of the governor. But he'll still stay very involved. He'd still continue to have an interest in the league." As he bids adieu to the world of ownership, Jordan gets to enjoy a fully retired life. No more running the team, no more stress in the crowd. Remember those moments when he couldn't hold back and slap players on the head or give them that infamous look when they turned the ball over? Oh, the memeable moments we had. You see, as time goes on, people's interests naturally shift, and MJ is no exception. He's not currently residing in the Charlotte market, and it's only understandable that his focus might expand beyond basketball. Jordan is paving the way for a new era as he sells his majority ownership to a group led by Gabe Plotkin and Rick Schnall. Plotkin, who has been a minority stakeholder in the Hornets since 2019, brings his expertise and passion for the game to the table. And Schnall, a minority owner of the Atlanta Hawks since 2015, is in the process of transitioning his investment from one team to another. Another diverse group of investors is also stepping up to take the reins. We're talking about some big names here. Recording artist J. Cole, Dan Sondheim, Ian Loring, and country music singer-songwriter Eric Church, to name a few. This ownership group means serious business. But this deal isn't just about the Charlotte Hornets. It's much bigger than that. The sale includes ownership of the NBA G League's Greensboro Swarm and the NBA 2K League's Hornets Venom GT. And let's not forget about managing and operating the Spectrum Center, the home of the Hornets. However, let's not forget that MJ isn't completely stepping away from the Hornets. He plans to retain a minority stake in the franchise, ensuring that his influence and legacy will continue to resonate within the organization. Even though he may still be a stakeholder, his ownership was a tale of contrasting narratives. On one hand, we have Michael Jordan, the legendary player with 6 championship rings and an unmatched drive to win. But on the other hand, we see Jordan the owner facing setback after setback, unable to replicate his on-court success in the front office. It's a stark reminder that ownership, well, let's just say it's a whole different ballgame. Don't get me wrong, while the financial aspect of Jordan's sale of the Hornets may be a resounding win for the basketball icon, we can't ignore the stark reality on the competitive front. From the lackluster playoff performances to the hysterically abysmal records, his tenure at the helm in Charlotte has undeniably been a total failure. One criticism often hurled at Jordan as an owner was some of his draft picks left us scratching our heads. Remember Adam Morrison and Kwame Brown? Oof! And let's not forget, back in 2006, when he had a minority stake and the team was known as the Bobcats, the struggles were already evident. Even when Jordan took over as the majority owner in 2010, the rocky road continued. Questionable trades, underperforming players, you name it. I could sit here all day and list all the names, but honestly, many of them wouldn't even ring a bell because, well, they were not that good. Another thing was his reluctance to splurge on high-profile free agents. Many fans believe this hindered the Hornets' competitiveness. Taking over a team in 2010 that had won 44 games the previous season, the franchise faced a steep uphill battle. And boy, did it go downhill from there. The team, still known as the Bobcats at the time, stumbled to a 34-48 record in Jordan's first year as owner. And despite their abysmal record, luck was not on their side when it came to the NBA draft lottery. Charlotte missed out on the #1 pick and the opportunity to select Anthony Davis, a potential game changer. There were glimmers of hope though. The Hornets returned to the playoffs in the 2013-14 season, only to be swept by the mighty Miami Heat. 2 years later, they won an impressive 48 games, but fell short again in the first round, this time in a grueling 7-game series against the Heat. The journey has been filled with ups and downs. Now to the present day. The Hornets find themselves yearning for that elusive playoff success. It's been a whopping 21 years since they last won a playoff series, back in the 2001-02 season. And an NBA championship? That's still a dream yet to be realized in Charlotte. What next? With a franchise that languished in adversity under his airness, a fresh chapter awaits. The question on everyone's minds is, can the Hornets rise from the ashes and reclaim their glory? And the answer to this question is yes. And that is because the Hornets recently made a bold move by selecting Brandon Miller as the 2nd overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. Will this young star in the making be the catalyst for the Hornets' resurgence? Only time will tell. The Hornets were fresh off a season plagued by injuries, finishing with a record of 27-55. The centerpiece of their roster, LaMelo Ball, dazzled us all last season until his unfortunate injury. And there's still a solid foundation to build upon with players like Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, and PJ Washington. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay awesome.